Let me turn down that volume.
Yeah.
And now I see the commercials for the Series X and S, and now and all of it, and quite sure the PlayStation 5 commercials have been going. But
Yeah,
I had
the PlayStation 5 commercials have been out for about a week or so now. I've seen a few of them since last week.
yeah, but I definitely have a bone to pick
But
for.
I think I've seen one Xbox commercial this week. But the PS5 one, surprisingly, they've been doing commercials for about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks now. Which I'm
Mm,
actually surprised at that because they haven't done a pretty good job of promoting their console, in my opinion. But and I mean that's another story for the other day.
right.
All right, let's get into it. This is episode 190. We are 10 episodes away from 200, so we're just chugging right along and uh just continue to grow. I mean, I appreciate the people who do come through and watch us live, people who listen to us via download or watch us after this is live. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Also, we are on YouTube. Obviously, we on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Spotify. That's the banner that is playing at the bottom. You can also catch us on our Twitch channels that we do gaming. I was going to say something about that. I think I'm gonna put everything gaming on my Twitch channel and just leave this channel here just strictly for the podcast and my other live streams that I like to do. But all the gaming stuff I'll probably just stream over there. Maybe I'll talk about that extensively at another time. But
About to say that
well,
does make sense.
yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, I kind of wanted to shift it from just regular gaming to sports stuff. I think I'm just gonna put all the gaming stuff over there. Nevertheless, shout out to everybody who do support us on Patreon. Shout out to you guys. We do have a Patreon. The link is in the description. Also, we do have a Teespring. You can go ahead and check out the merchandise there. I finally got my mask. I got that today, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully, the other stuff will come down the road. My stuff has been trickling out. Like, if you, for one thing, I noticed, like, if you have order with Teespring and you're the actual person that's running the store, you may not get your stuff as fast as the customers. I guess that's a good thing because people who've been buying the stuff been getting it at a pretty good timely fashion. But for me, it's like, all right, it takes its time. But
Mm.
today we're going to talk about the PS5. It launched today. So next gen is officially here. We have all the next gen consoles, unless Nintendo decides to do something.
Nintendo could be like the Switch Plus.
Hey, long as they make it a home-based console, I may even get that. That's one reason why I don't have a Switch because I don't play with handhelds like that. But also NBA 2K21 community impression. We're gonna talk about what most of the people in the community has been saying because I've made a decision not to get a console at launch. I said I was gonna try to make it get one around my birthday, so it was no rush for me to get one, and also there was no rush for me to play NBA 2K21. I just lost interest in the NBA basketball games in general. You don't see too many of them on the channel. I just lost interest in it. And I want to talk about James Harden. You know, is he the problem in Houston? I see a lot of people they're constantly coming to Houston to play, and then they end up leaving, but nobody's really citing the real reason. But I wonder if that's the common denominator. We'll talk about that. So let's get into the intros. Bills will not be here today. He said he has something to handle, so I'm pretty sure whatever he has is actually important. You know, there's no doubt in my mind about that. So it'll just be me and DJ. All right, DJ, how have you been these last couple of days?
Well, excuse me. Things have been good. I haven't really been gaming much since we last did our podcast on Tuesday. I know I had my stream last night, and episode 8 went off without a hitch. So, you know, another successful podcast or live stream on Twitch. Other than that, I know we have this upcoming week of college and NFL games, and we definitely have stuff to talk about as far as the PS5 because I am in a burning bridges mood. It doesn't look like it, but
yeah, because you actually tried to purchase one, didn't you?
Yep, I went through the steps just like everyone else, and you know, I knew we'll talk more about it.
No, we can go ahead and get into it because that's the
Okay.
first topic now. So the PS5 launch, a lot of people did get theirs. That some people are getting them a little later. Some people have been trying to still get theirs via the schedule that they had. As far as I think they had like a 4-hour or 4-block window where they did a 12-3 or something like that. I can't. I followed it a little bit, but like I said, I was just going to wait to probably the second batch, the second wave of consoles come out, and I'm getting an Xbox. I mean, it's nothing against the console or whatever, because I'm getting both, but I want to get the Xbox first. And with that being said, a lot of people felt disappointed. They felt like they couldn't get a PS5, even though they actually had it in their cart, and all they had to do was click checkout. And a lot of people was frustrated. And DJ, I figured you were one of them. Let everybody know what's going on. What happened with you?
Okay, so let's start from where I left off on my stream last night, because I told people on my stream last night that I was not going to stay up at midnight scouring sites to see if I can get a early pre-order. That turned out to be false. I did stay up and I was scrounging around for different websites between Best Buy, Target. I didn't even think of PlayStation Direct until later. A
lot of people started talking about that after the fact, because I forgot about it myself.
Right. So, but I had already had Walmart set up with like my account, making sure that my credit card information was in and everything was updated, address and all that. Also was checking with Amazon. So fast forward to 12 o'clock, which was the first. A little bit before then, I did check again with Amazon, but fast forward to 12 noon today, and which was the first of 4 live times that Walmart made available that you could try to secure a PS3 order, a PS5 order. And the first one was obviously the 3 attempts so far, 12, 3, and 6 have been unsuccessful. Each time I've managed to get one in the cart, it's that at that point is when Walmart, the site, begins to become buggy, and then it's just sitting there, and then the site crashes talking about, oh, everybody from the North Pole is ordering, so go back to Walmart.com. The first time I literally had confirmed my address and was about to go into the payment option, and then all of a sudden it froze, and literally it said, "Up, it's out." So it's sold out, and I pretty much was ass out then. So come 3 o'clock, which was the next slot, I actually tweeted this because it went quick. Now I'll tell you how quick. It went live at 3 p.m. and it was telling me to check at 6 p.m. Not even a minute went by. Like, I refreshed, and then all of a sudden it said, check again at 6 p.m.
Oh, wow.
I was just like, are you kidding me? I didn't get a chance. But then I checked back later, and I think it was an initial glitch at the beginning, because I was able to get another one in the cart. Mm-hmm. And then the same thing happened. Site got buggy and didn't get one in. So 6 o'clock pops up, which is the most recent one, and I get another one in the cart. I have another one in the cart, but that's when the site goes completely kaput. And
but you know what? I think I know why I did that time. The reason why, because you probably had a lot of people who got home from work. Mm-hmm. And you had more people trying to get it through there at that time. I have no doubt in my mind that's the reason why the site did that.
So the site goes kaput, and I literally had it sitting in the cart. I was trying to click on the cart the whole entire time, repeatedly. I was spamming the left click on the mouse on the cart, and it would not let me get there. And then it was after a while, it was like 6:13. It finally let me through to the cart, but then the item I had in the cart said sold out. So what they do with Walmart is that since that happened, it saves it in your cart, but it's not like in your cart. It saves it so when you go back to it, it'll be in your cart. I would hope it would be in my cart when
Right,
9 o'clock hits, which I really, to tell you the truth, I'm not really wanting. I know it'd be in the middle of the live stream, but I'm not really motivated to go back at 9. Just
I think a lot of people, and I understand why a lot of people were motivated to get one this year. I mean, because you got to think about it. The PlayStation 4 did phenomenal this last generation, and a lot of people just jumped up and got a PS5 with knowing very little information. That's how strong the Sony brand is right now. Like, I mean, the way they did their pre-orders kind of made me back up because I was going to get one the next day. Remember when they said they were going to let you start doing pre-orders the next day, and all of a sudden they did it in the middle of the night. Once they did that and everybody was having these problems, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fall back because I initially was going to get one first, and then I was like, well, I like what the Series X is doing. It's a little more powerful. All the stuff is going on with that console. They look like they're trying to be the comeback kid. I'm gonna go to them first, and then go back and get a PS5, and then the Xbox pre-orders was no better. So I was like, yeah, I'll just wait until, they have a second batch in the store. I have no rush. I mean, I have a lot of games to play. And in some of the games that I wanted to play on the next gen are kind of like, you can get them on what you have now, either PS4 or, on PC. So I was not really in a rush, but I definitely want to get one for Madden because I want to see if next gen Madden is going to be what it is. And I'm going to have my my Series X console next to my PC is going to be a compliment to it. PS5, I'm definitely waiting for Gran Turismo 7 because I had the money. I was ready to go, but I feel kind of discouraged when I have to get one online like that. I like to get one at the store and bring it home and actually open it. And with the way the pre-order set up, I was not in the position to do so. So I was just like, yeah, I can wait. It's no big deal. One game I was looking forward to on PS5 is Godfall, and that game is actually on PC. So I was like, okay, I can probably try that out if I want to. The game does look really good, and it's kind of interesting. So I may stream that if I decide to pick it up. But shout out to everybody who has a PS5. Shout out to everybody who has a Series X or S. Next gen is here, and hopefully that this will be a really good generation. I think everything's going to be the status quo as far as this generation. I don't think it's going to be any step above the last one because the last one was okay as well. One of the better generations, in my opinion, that I really like was the generation prior, the PS3 360 era. Online was popping. Then you had PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live. You started getting free games. The games that came out in that era was like really innovative. I think a lot with the past generation. I think a lot of people go on hindsight and look back, and they're going to be like, yeah, last generation was just okay because there was a lot of remakes. You had a few games that stood out. Resident Evil 2 remake, Last of Us 2, I think Shadow of War, which that's the last gen. Shadow Mortal, which was the last gen game as well, the PS3 game. That turned out to be pretty good. Battlefield 4, that was the PS3 game, but the PS4 version was a major upgrade from that. So you had some games that actually stood out, but if they don't continue to push off what they're starting out with the power and the technology they have in these consoles, I'm afraid we may see the same status quo. Like, no, it's not going to dip down to be a lower tier generation or higher one. I think everything's going to be smooth. But as far as the generation, I think everybody's going to have fun, and I think that's the most important thing. Everybody's just going to have fun playing their games. And like you see right here, Quaface says PS5 is amazing. Spider-Man is very good. I played an hour and a half. I don't want to be that guy, but I mean, I think a lot of people know this as well. I haven't been in the superhero games in a long time. I think the last one I really, really played was Maximum Carnage. I played a little bit of Batman recently, but I have Spider-Man on the PS4, and I was like, I played a little bit, and I was like, okay with it.
To be honest, when it comes to Spider-Man, if you played one, you played them all.
I played one on PS2.
Yeah, that was the one I played, and I was just like everybody else. I'm like, you don't expect it to change the formula of it because it is Spider-Man. You got to have the free web slinging through the city and stuff like that. But to me, it's just like, all right, I've been slinging through the city ever since PS2.
Yeah,
And
and the game looks phenomenal though. I mean, even on a PS4, you run that on a 4K display. The game looks great, so I can imagine what it looks like on a PS5. I mean, and the PS5 has done justice to a lot of backwards compatibility, which kind of make me want to get one because I'm a big proponent of that. And if I can get my PS4 games to have a better quality as far as performance and looks, well, mostly performance, I'll definitely be on it. I mean, I have no quarrels about that at all. So definitely. I think that obviously Xbox, they've been doing a great job backwards compatibility as well. So I have no quarrels with that as well. Optimus Goob says that the controller is legit cool as hell. I want to get that controller because I heard that controller plays on damn near everything you throw at it. You can put it on a Nintendo Switch, it plays on that. You can put it on your PC, it plays with that. I'm not necessarily sure. I think I've seen this somewhere. Somebody said you could play it on with your PS4 as well, but it doesn't give you all the perks of the PS5. But I heard it's a really good controller, and I want to get my hands on it just to see because right now I'm still a big fan of the 360 controller. And I will play with that controller over pretty much anyone nowadays. But a lot of people saying that it's great. That's one thing I can say about the PS5. A lot of people are saying that the controller is nice. Not too many games that came out on launch, so a lot of people are playing some backwards compatibility games. I saw Izzy playing Infamous Second Son. A lot of people was talking about NBA 2K, which we're going to talk about that shortly. But I'm ready to see other games. I'm ready to see other games on the console. You know, I'm ready to see that. That's what I really want to see. I saw a couple people playing Demon Souls. I think My Life in Gaming is streaming that right now. They're playing Demon Souls on the PS5. And Godfall, I don't know what it is about that game. I really want to see that game in motion. I may just go ahead and pick it up. But the sad thing about that is I think it's only on the Epic Store. I don't think it's on Steam. So that's kind of a bummer. But anybody in the comment section want to really talk about their experience with the PS5, we'll put that comment on the screen. Yeah, it's right here. It's only Epic Games exclusive. Yeah, that sucks. It came out yesterday. It is only Epic. It's only Epic. So I can play a PS5 game right now without a PS5, but I mean, yeah, you know, if I do decide to get it, I probably will stream that tomorrow. Because I'm off the next 5 days, unless my wife probably tell me to do something and I won't be in front of the computer. But if I get it, I probably will stream it because I'm looking at it right now. This game looks pretty good. Let's see. Quaface also says he's gonna be up all night playing Miles. So that's cool. That's gonna be pretty decent too. I mean that's also on PS4, so I may go ahead and get that since I already have Spider-Man. The controller is next level on the PS5. What makes it next level? Outside of the haptic feedback on triggers, because I mean, obviously, if the games are like smooth as butter, I don't know if the controller is actually contributing to that outside of the actual hardware. So I want to know what really makes it outside of the feedback. Let's see. I'm gonna see what other people said. I'm gonna look on Twitter to see. Because like we're like the only two that really don't have a console right now.
Yeah, we're definitely on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I kind of alluded to earlier, I have my laundry list of complaints about this whole process.
Okay, go ahead and tell them about the process if you want to go ahead and go into
right.
I'll see if anything anybody.
So those that have been following along, whenever we talk about next gen, I always make sure to talk about the fact that maybe they should have waited next year. Going into, having pre-orders post late, like maybe, what was it? The first batch of pre-orders were literally a month out of the PS5 and Xbox Series X. But we're going to rewind it way back to February when the pandemic really hit us here in the United States. And the fact that the pandemic started in China, a lot of the parts from both consoles are made in China. So when China was put on lockdown, you had a slowdown of all the parts that, in a normal, world, this launch would have gone on without a hitch, because you would have been able to come up with the parts. You've been able to make as many consoles. You've been able to meet the demands that would have been of this next gen era. So with that, the economy slowed, and then we can fast forward to the list of launch games is fairly weak, like probably the weakest launch list of games.
I really didn't want to bring that up, but since you did, I mean, I don't mind you doing it, but I ain't trying to rain on nobody's parade, but that is so true.
See, that's the thing. It's not really raining on anyone's parade, but but facts are facts. I've lived long enough to see multiple generations, like from almost damn near the beginning. I was born in 1980, so there was like one generation before that. So, but seeing all these games that from each generation, seeing the lineups, I gradually get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until right now, with the pandemic and the way they've had to adjust, they literally are making games for both the PS4, PS5, Series X, Series S, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, Xbox One, PS4, and possibly the Switch. So that's holding the games that are cross-generational back, which they've already said that they're doing. It's like a 2 to 3 year transition into next gen. So that kind of left room to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't launch this like right now. We could have launched next year when we'll probably be further along. We probably would have had the vaccine administered. China would be at full go. So that means you can produce more PlayStations and Xboxes to meet the demands that were going to be there, because the demands were really high. They knew, these two companies, Sony and Microsoft, both knew that they were not going to be able to meet the demands, but they decided to launch this right now in a Hunger Games type fashion with the pre-orders, controlling how many pre-orders are available. Obviously, they're doing this to adjust, but still, I wouldn't have gone ahead to launch. If I can't 75% meet the demands of customers, I would not have launched.
I'm going to tell you why they did that. They did that because regardless of what's going on, Christmas is right around the corner, and they're going to try to get that. I mean, and I don't even think it's their fault. It's just that, investment holders and all those guys who are invested in the company, they demand to have, some type of profit back from this time of the year. So I'm not knocking it. It's just that the only thing I thought that would have been better, that if they knew that this was going to be the case, they should have been working overtime to have more units out there, because the way they did it kind of let down a lot of people more than not. And I think a lot of people are just okay with it, because they're kind of understanding of what's going on with the pandemic and all this other stuff. So I don't think it was a big outcry what it was, but it was nevertheless it was a decision that they made, and it was okay. Philly Chew, I'm not going to argue with you in the comment section. If that's your opinion, that's cool. I mean, it's no big deal. There's no big deal if you feel. I'm not going to name games that was better. I didn't say that the games were better. I just said that the PS5 don't have many games at launch. They just don't. I'm not saying they're better or not.
That's the case with both. That's the case with both consoles.
I mean,
the big thing is cross-gen. I'm like, right. That wasn't the theme for PS3 and the PS4 or 360 into Xbox One. They weren't shouting, these are going to be cross-gen and blah, blah, blah. No, that is the theme.
I mean, even with the PS5, even with the PS5, when they had cross-gen games, they still had a handful of games that was exclusively on the console. Like this one right here, you have, I think Godfall is one of the few that are like, I think Sackboy is another one. I don't think Sackboy is on the PS4, is it? I don't think Godfall is on the PS4. And both of those games, a lot of people telling me that Sackboy is a phenomenal game right now.
Like right now, it just seems like there are only 2 games that will showcase the power of both these consoles. That's 2K21 and Demon Souls.
Now I have a question with that. Do you think they're really showing off the power of these consoles?
Well, the fact that they was able to, Demon Souls was a PS2 game, right? So the fact that they
I think Demon Souls was PS2 or PS3.
Nah, it was a lot older than.
I don't follow the series, so that's why I didn't know.
Yeah, Demon Souls was I believe was a PS2 game. If anybody in the chat,
that's what I thought. Philly Chief said a PS3 game. That's what I thought. It was a PS3
the fact
game.
that it's completely different, and and according to people who have played it, looks
the reason why I say I don't think it's is showing the power of the console, because I think it's the best is yet to come. I think they did a pretty good job of upgrading their games, or actually just building a game from the ground up on these consoles, but I don't think it's actually showing off what it can do. I think maybe 2022 you're gonna start seeing some really phenomenal games.
Demon Souls was a PS3 game.
Yeah, it was PS3. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't even follow the Souls. I'm not a Souls guy, and I kind of figured that, but no.
Yeah, but even so, to take a game that came out 2 generations ago and make it to what it is right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I do agree. Features here and there and totally enhanced. It looks completely different than what it was when it originally came out. Right. But those are that and 2K right now, the only 2 games that.
Godfall looks pretty good too. I mean, I don't want to keep tooting the horn of that game, but that game looks really good. It makes me want to go ahead and pick it up on Epic, which I'm not a big fan of playing Epic games, but I kind of want to get it because I actually like it, and that's one game I don't mind streaming, and I don't want that if it's available right now and I can get it right now. I do not want to wait till I buy a PS5. I can get it right here, and I think that's pretty cool. But nevertheless, I think there's going to be some phenomenal games come out within. I'll even give it by this time next year. Some games are really going to show off what these consoles can do. And I mean, I think that's the most important thing. You saw what 2K21 can do. Wait till 2K23. Hell, you can even say 2K22. What Madden 22 is going to be like. And I know a lot of people saying that Madden is this, that, and the third. But visually, I'm talking like Madden has never struggled in the visual department. Gameplay is a whole different story. Now, you want to talk gameplay, look, they might have the same tackle animation from PS3. I mean, you just never know. But I think visually, I think it's going to be great. Philly True also says, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You have it.
He said there's some great potential for the controller in sports games. Yeah, and that's another thing about it. I don't know how well it works with the Xbox, but I know PS5, they're going to do a pretty good job of trying to use that controller. So I'm really interested.
Because I know right out the gate, I know from what Bills was saying and what I remember listening to as far as with 2K21 is concerned, was the type of shot you can take depending upon the tension on the right analog. Whether if you slam it down to the right, like if you slam it down to take the shot, it's like a flatter shot. Right. If you kind of like ease into it, it's more of a floating, high arcing shot. So, but as far as the feel of it, I can't really say anything until I get my hands on it. And if Bills was here, he would go a little bit more into it.
I'm gonna go back a bit. Mr. Ham says, "I 80s brother as well. I remember vividly the launch of the NES, especially the one with the power pad that came later. I remember Rob the Robot. I remember all of that. See, like Rob the Robot is very expensive now. Like, I don't know who would want that little piece of thing, but I think it's almost like $300 now. You try to buy one that's intact. It's crazy.
I remember playing Gyromite with that robot.
Yeah, right.
It was like it taught you to plan ahead. Yeah. That game Gyromite definitely taught you to plan ahead.
It's crazy.
But and also remember, like, people like obviously this was before the internet and multiplayer online gaming and stuff like that. But I remember the families used to get together and play track and field.
Yeah, with the pad. Yep.
Brothers, yeah, and you kind of don't have that now. And I know for a while Nintendo was trying to bring that back with the Wii,
with the Wii, with the Wii board.
So yeah, but there's actually two more. There's actually a few more gripes I have. I'll just go through them real quick. And they're kind of like the end result of Sony and Microsoft's decision. That means these retailer sites being faulty. Like they get overloaded with the demand that Sony and Microsoft obviously can't meet, and then all of a sudden websites crash. Something you think is available is no longer available. So I'm not really mad at the retailers in any of this. Like I feel like they're at no fault whatsoever, unless they're a delivery person and they like mishandle your shit. Or in some cases, I've seen people say that the FedEx people, sorry to name drop FedEx, but apparently have been just leaving naked consoles on people's doors and not knocking. And the only way that they knew that the console was there is because they got the text, they got the message that was like that gets sent out that you have a lot.
I'm not surprised. They always do that with all type of products. It's ridiculous.
And then another result is scalpers, the ones that are able to buy multiple consoles and whatever, and able to flip them for like 2 times the price that it's worth.
Yeah, I saw one person on Twitter had a whole room full of them and said $900 for the for the digital one and $1,100 for the physical one.
Yeah, so like they can get this right here, as far as I'm concerned. And then you have the ones I'm not really mad at. I find it's funny, the flexers, the people that's like they pose with the console. I've seen people kissing the box. I heard somebody who was actually no, it was Neo. He was I don't know if it was him or somebody else, but they were like reciting wedding vows in a tweet. I'm sitting there like, oh come on, really? I'm like, and then you have the usual suspects. Izzy flexing. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with flexing, but it's just funny to see. So, congratulations to you guys that got your consoles or whatnot. The flexing is funny, but the scalpers, y'all can kiss my ass. Along with the two companies, Sony and Microsoft. Fuck you guys.
Well, no. Everything. I mean, my thing is everything is cool. I have no problem with people actually excited to get their consoles because my thing is that's the way it's supposed to be. Look, when I get something that I like to show it off and show everything that that's behind it. There's nothing wrong with that. My only thing is I don't like the people who try to do it in the face of people with console wars and all this other stuff. It's like this stuff is crazy. Like some people do it for views, some people do it for kicks, and I get it, but I'm just not big. I'm not built like that. My thing is like if I got it, it's cool. I'm gonna show you what it's about, and we're just gonna roll with that, and I just go with that.
But the other funny thing is that it's, to me, my complaints are gonna still remain whether I'm able to secure one or not. The problem is that a lot of people are either going to go quiet into the night once they get their console or whatever, or they have gone quiet into the night since they have their console, knowing that the process was fucked up. And if you don't want to see this process like this happen again, well, one, the number one issue is that we have to get through this pandemic. And two, now that they know that everybody's willing, and I'm guilty of jumping through these hula hoops too. Now that they know that people are willing to break their necks to try to go through this process and not really complain too much, next gen or whatever big launch is coming up, maybe Nintendo may think about doing stuff like a controlled release like that. And that's going to be
not if Nintendo do this, it'll be even worse because you say what you want about Sony and Microsoft. Nintendo fans are like big time fanatics. They're worse. They're worse than Sony fans. They're worse than Nintendo fans I mean, they're worse than Xbox fans. Nintendo fans are the worst. The last thing you need is a shortage of anything that Nintendo does. Do you remember when they had the shortage of the NES Classic? That was ridiculous. And I mean, just people who love Nintendo, they love Nintendo. And the last thing they need is like a problem with a new console or something like that. It's crazy.
And then I keep thinking I've said the last thing. And one last thing, I'm also speaking as a stockholder in these two companies. So I have money invested in this process. So I'm glad everybody's buying up these consoles. It's driving up the prices, and it's getting better for me. But as a stockholder, I don't like this process. So basically, I'm a low key suit that doesn't like this process. So there.
Mr. Ham said, I saw on IGN that you can't play any PS4 games from the external hard drive on the PS5 yet. I've heard that to be true as well, but I've also heard that I think it's like 90 to 98% of PS4 games are backwards compatible with the PS5. So if you have the disc, you can just put the disc in and play. So so Sony is back on the backwards compatible tip, and that's pretty cool. And a lot of games are running a lot better on the PS5, so that's a plus. That's one of the reasons why that would inch me towards actually getting one, because one of the things I felt like a lot of these new titles that are coming out for the PS5 for at least the next year or so, they're still gonna come out for the PS4. So it's like, all right, do I really need to jump on it right away? But it's no big deal. But now, since they said that 99% of them, it kind of gives me an incentive to do it. I don't know. I mean, when the opportunity comes up, then I'll make that decision. But definitely, I want a Series X by my birthday, which is about a month from now. But yeah, the external hard drive thing is kind of like a big issue with the PS5. I think they had something that you couldn't put extra storage in. I think you couldn't put an extra
like the expansion slot right now.
You can't use it. They got to put a patch in to use it.
Yeah, they're gonna wind up putting that patch in later on. But yeah, they said this actually back earlier in the spring.
Yeah, it was like that
wasn't gonna be available.
Right. Shout out to Gamer Champ 23. Appreciate you coming through. He said, "What's up, fellas? I'm on break, but I'm really enjoying the PS5. That is great." G Rob, what's going on with you? He said, "I'll grab one in March." That is great. I was planning on. I'll probably get the PS5 around that time. Xbox, I want to get one a little sooner, but hopefully, I don't know how big the deal this is. If Gran Turismo 7 comes out, I'm definitely getting one then. I'm a big fan of Gran Turismo. I'm probably like one of the few people that still play Gran Turismo Sport. I just have a love for motorsport games, and I will definitely buy one then. I don't know when the next Forza coming out. That was a very early build that they showed when they was showing the release of the console. So I don't know what's going on with that. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But anybody who played 2K21, let us know your thoughts really quick. I would really want to know, because based on Twitter, a lot of people are having fun with it. A lot of people like the attention to detail. A lot of people like the fidelity and the quality of the game. They say it's very, very smooth. I don't know the frame rate of the game, but I'm guessing that it's locked at 60. I'm not really sure if anybody want to play a basketball game at a higher frame rate like that, higher than 60. That'll probably drive people insane. So I'm guessing that it's at 60. And I would probably like true 4K. I wouldn't be surprised that this game would be at a higher resolution than that and just super sampled, because it's not hard to run 2K at 4K. You can do that on the Pro, so it's not that bad. So G Rob also said they may have a bundle for Gran Turismo. That's what I'm looking for. I'm definitely looking forward to that. If they get a bundle, I'm definitely buying that. Gamer Chat 23 says, I'm enjoying it. They finally fixed the charges. They actually work. That's kind of funny, because I noticed that the charges, like if you try to draw a charge in 2K, they haven't worked in a long time. I think the last time they really worked was like the last gen. And I'm not talking about PS4. I'm talking about the PS3 era. Like you can actually, there was a button on there you can actually flop back then. I don't know if it's still there, but there was a flop button that actually worked sometimes too. It's kind of weird, but That's good that they work. So Don said I tried that NFL 2K on the Series X and got the Matumbo finger strike. Why would you try that? Yeah, backwards compatibility is there, but not like that.
Yeah, you're gonna get that with All Pro Football 2K8 as well, because and it's funny because folks have tried to get Microsoft and make it available backwards compatibility, and it's been no every single time.
Right, so, they're getting turned down every time. Right, exactly. I mean, obviously, I understand why they won't do NCAA 14, but APF, I don't see why not. I mean, I don't know. There got to be something legal behind that.
See, that's why I was trying to, like, when I was talking with Bills the other day, I was asking him if he could play, Madden 21, like the current gen version on the Series X to see, like, if it would play. Because the next gen upgrade is supposed to come out on December 4th. And then we actually started discussing the differences, like as far as like what the gig count was for, like, I went back, I saw on 2K the gig count, the base gig count was 80, it's like 80, 89 gigs. But the next gen gig count is like 121. So yeah, they're definitely putting.
I wonder if 121 is a base, because 2K is the same way. They have 121 gigs, so like 121.7. And if Madden has the same count, so it's like that's kind of weird. I wonder.
Here's the thing: Madden 21 on current gen is around 33 as far as a base gig count.
Right.
So that's what we're working with to see when December 4th hits and this upgrades, how much they put into it. Obviously, when people load it up, they are either going to see an enhanced with next gen look to it, or they're going to possibly see a port. I know we kind of went back and forth about, like, is it going to be enhanced? Is it going to be like a remaster type of situation?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going on record to say this. If I take an L, I think it's going to be a totally different game. I'm going on record at this point. I think Madden 21 is going to be a totally different game at this point. I don't think it's going to be a one-to-one port. Now, but that's just my opinion. I'll take it. Weird flex, but okay is here. He said, "I love the franchise mode. It's just underwhelming because it's last year rosters." Yeah,
don't worry, it'll change.
Yeah, they will upgrade. They should upgrade that round around Christmas time once they do that.
I'm like, that's what. One thing I would hope they would upgrade would be also, now that because now they also have to figure out a schedule of the games. Like, so right now they don't have that together, unless they already had that in mind, but now have to cut 10 games and just start.
They may try to collaborate with the NBA and try to do a real one-to-one schedule, because they do NBA today. And so they may try to do it that way, and something like that could be patched in. I don't think the actual the franchise, I don't think they'll be able to do it with the association of My NBA or whatever, but they'll do it with NBA today, where they can do the 72 games. Will they do it in the actual hard-coded franchise mode or the association of My NBA? I don't know if they'll do that. Maybe because it's just too close to release. I mean, the release is already out, but it was probably too close. They got the release of the game out, and then pretty much around the same time they said, "Hey, we're doing a 72 game season." They probably didn't even know that when the game was being released. So
see, it seems like because what they're setting up is to get back to the normal schedule of the NBA.
Right.
So I would think the first year you just play, you'll still have the 82 option, but for the first season it'll be 72 start and have everything based off not just with NBA today actual start, or give you an option. Hey, do you want to start the normal start of the season? Do you want to start on the NBA's actual season outside of NBA today? Start today. But start today obviously would be the way to go as far as that's concerned. Because then you're talking about the draft would have taken place, free agency, all that.
Gamer Champ 23 says also with DualSense you can really feel when picks are being set, and when you go over the picks is a beautiful thing. That's interesting. I can't wait to see how that feels, because I don't know if I'm gonna get the game, but not just with that right there, just with other games in general, and see how it will play out with, like, how the controller will play out Because I mean, right now I haven't heard anything about Xbox controller. It's like that's just a basic upgrade, a slight upgrade from what they have now. So it's nothing like phenomenal outside of So
Yeah, because
right.
this I keep
Yes.
showing this one, and it's very cheap too.
Mr. Ham says, I think so too, VF, bro. I also think Madden will not come out December 4th unless they have gameplay videos out by November 20th. That is that is actually a good point. Like, why haven't we seen anything from Madden or FIFA for next gen? I would not be surprised if they do push it back. That is true. Optimus Goop said, I think FIFA and Madden next gen are going to be the same. Operation Sport tweeted an article today about FIFA info coming next week. The article reads exactly like the reads exactly like the Madden next gen article. So the format's the same. Okay, I think it's going to be a different game. I'm sticking with that. If I catch the L, I catch the L. LT Magic, man,
hey, what's up?
Find this guy. What's up, LT? You still the invitation you being on the podcast is still open. You were supposed to be a guest on the podcast like episode 5. you said that you would think Madden 21 would be a new game. Don't you think it would be at least be teased or something about it instead of being new, instead of being absolutely quiet? That is a very good point. I'm just going out on a limb. I'm not, I'm just going out there. I'm putting myself out there and say, hey, I think it's going to be a new experience. I'm just going to put it out there. But everybody is saying what they're saying is your own point. I cannot disagree with what you guys are saying. And to be honest with you, after like 3 or 4 days ago, I had these same questions and I was on board. But I mean, I think I said it last episode. I said, I think Madden's going to be a new experience. That's just my gut feeling. I may be wrong. More likely thinking about it, I probably am. But I'm sticking with it. I think I don't think EA, and I know a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy. I don't think EA is going to try to hose us for the 3rd generation. Oh boy!
Like I said, I'm like, good luck on that hill because
now I'm on it.
Because
I definitely walked away from the game because
you didn't even play this current gen. You haven't even played this current gen at all.
Well, I did the closed beta. That was it.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I did. And yeah, and even that little sneak peek into what franchise mode was going to be, walking into it, accidentally getting into that mode before anyone got a hold of it. And it's just like
I've been on it. I've been streaming it. You can go check out the content. I've actually, to be all seriousness, I've actually had legitimate fun with the game. I'm not saying that it's a must cop. If you do buy it, I don't think you'll have a bad experience. It's a decent football game. And I think for the past few Maddens, that's what it's been, just decent. They should have been blowing us away with these games since at least Madden 15, and they've been dropping the ball. But I will say it's a competent, functional game, and I don't think it's worth the $60. But if you decide to pay $60 for it, I don't think you have buyer's remorse compared to other Maddens that we played. LT Magic said it's been a crazy couple of years. Yeah, man, you just bought a house.
Yeah, I know. We've been watching.
Let me tell you, I literally watched him. I don't think I'll put his business out there like that. I've literally watched this kid grow from high school to college. The man, finished school. He, got a career. He bought a house and he's about to get married. Like, take your time. Trust me, take your time. It's a beautiful thing to see you go through that. Philly Chew said, I hope it's a new experience. I hope it is too, man. And then that's the reason why I'm hanging my hat on it, because I want a new experience. Madden is Madden. Yes, we all know, but I want it to be something. I want it to be something unique, because at the end of the day, we can say what we want about Madden 21. I think a lot of gamers have jet lag or gamers lag of Madden, because Madden itself still feels like that game you got from the 360 days. And they finally got the game to the point where it's not super wonky as it was in the past. That's why I say it's a competent game of football, but they should have scrapped this engine and we should have had something new, something, unique, like at least 6 years ago. And that's why I say it doesn't, the game doesn't blow us away. And I'm like, I don't think they can afford to go into next generation with the status quo. I don't think they can. And I hope I'm wrong, but I mean, I hope I'm right, but I got a feeling I might be wrong, but I'm dying on that hill.
It's looking like, well, if anything, if there are any indicators other than, you know, anything that may put out as far as in the next few weeks, you know, that update, that franchise mode update, that first the 3 updates that went out, that didn't really go that well. I think we all knew that that first batch of updates to franchise mode wasn't going to be really, but they really screwed up as far as the historical stats. They had Adrian Peterson playing for the Texans for a few years. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, how'd you?
I don't know how they messed that up, because that is something so easy. Let me tell you something. I'm not a programmer, but you would think that numbers and stats is plug and play. All you have to do is copy them from somewhere like one of these websites that has all the stats and just plug it in the game. You would think that, right? I don't see how they messed that up. That's crazy. I agree with that. That's ridiculous. Philly Chew, I'm gonna get to you, Complimentary Sports, but Philly Chew, he said, I'm really loving this podcast. You guys have a dope platform. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, big time. I mean, we started from the bottom. We're still at the bottom. We're still climbing. And I feel that, honestly, I think we have the best, smallest podcast on YouTube, hands down. I don't think nobody can touch us. And I think we're the best sports gaming podcast, and I don't care what anybody else say. But we really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Complimentary Sports, how you doing, bro? Glad to see you here as well. Love to see the normal guys come through. Philly Chew, hopefully you become a normal listener. If you have been already, just been behind the scenes, we really appreciate it. Also, I know LT Magic listens. He's been always listening to us on the podcast side, though. He downloaded the podcast. What was that other person that came through? I saw him earlier.
Yeah, we have a lot of people who listen behind the scenes, or some that like they'll catch the initial part, but if they're working or whatever, or if they have family obligations, they'll watch later on, like on
like Gamer Champ. He said he's at work and he was listening to us, and then I'm pretty sure he probably could double back and download the podcast as well. Weird Flex, but okay, that's his name. I like that name. He said he was talking about the franchise mode. I've never seen him comment, so he's probably one of the new guys here as well. So so we really appreciate it. Philly Sadal said, just don't go Hollywood on us. Hey, I already got the shades, man. So hey, I'm almost there. All I need is the high top fade and I might be Hollywood, yo. No, I'm just messing. Nah, man. I'm always be grounded, man. Without you guys, man, this would never be possible. And at the end of the day, I want to keep it just simple for you guys to like have a place to come to where you guys can just talk about sports, talk about gaming. Yeah, we joke about stuff on the outside of gaming and sports, but for us, it's just regular guys trying to be themselves, or just being themselves and express themselves in a normal manner. We're not trying to do nothing over the top, not trying to give you some gimmick, not trying to give you this one-liner to make you laugh every 30 minutes. It's like, yo, we're just here. If we make you laugh, genuinely it's because of our personality, not because we're just trying to say, we're not trying to do we're not trying to do one of those. We're honest with what we do, so and we really appreciate the guys who do the same thing that in the comment section. Really appreciate it. We have a lot of Oh, go ahead.
Just to let you know, I parked myself at the Walmart website. So
okay, everybody root for DJ, man. He might.
No, don't do it.
Well, DJ's he's on the prowl. He's trying to get a PS5 tonight. Maybe he get it, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, man, we always, that's what we do over here, man. We try to keep it, real humble, man, because it's been a long road and there's been a lot of ups and downs. One guy who can tell you that, LT will tell you. LT, I'm gonna give another quick little story about LT Magic. LT Magic, this kid right here, he was my very first subscriber on the Virtual Footballer channel. And I'm not saying that to be funny. He was actually number one, the first person to subscribe to the channel. So he's been here when I was doing the Authentic Sports Gamers. He was here when I was doing the Sunday discussions, when he was actually a guest on that. He was here when there was other stuff that we tried to do. We actually tried to collab at one point, and I'm kind of glad we didn't do it because the community was so toxic at the time. it was so much that we tried to do, and he's been here since day one. So for us to get here after all of this, I just showed you that me personally, I put a lot behind this. I don't try to do the Teespring stuff and the Patreon and all this stuff just because I'm trying to get rich. I do this because I genuinely want you guys to be a part of a gaming movement, and I want you guys to enjoy gaming, and I want to show you how to enjoy gaming because, and it's not. Before we go to James Harden, it's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of us don't know how to be a gamer, and that's okay. A lot of people feel that you buy these consoles and you just play these games and you get mad, and when things don't go right, it don't. And people get happy when things go good. It's like, yo, gaming is a challenge. Gaming is a real hobby. Gaming is supposed to push you beyond just having fun and sitting around and dicking off in front of a TV. It's actually, it's a mental aspect of it where you actually pace yourself and you actually are able to problem solve and do all kind of things behind it, not just playing games. I think a lot of people don't look at it like that. But once you start looking at it like that, people will really, appreciate what they have in front of them. It's not just a $500 machine just to play around with. I think you can really have a bigger experience outside of just holding the controller.
All right.
Shout out. Oh, go ahead. You good?
I was going to say, let me respond to, because I know G-Rod was like, try Target. I've been trying Target. I'm not worried about them anymore.
I heard Target was like the worst though.
Yeah, because every time I keep looking, it says not this product not sold in this store, and it's like I know the ones that say out of stock are the ones that, and they're like miles away, and that leads me to Mr. Ham, who was like, "You got it, bro. Bruh, you may have to travel 30 miles though." I'm like, ain't no piece of plastic worth all that.
I'm gonna raise my hand right here. There's some games behind me that my wife is in the chat. She may not know this. She probably knows this. She knows this already. So I'll just go. There are some games behind me that I've actually traveled out of state to get. I'll just leave it at that. So 30 miles is nothing.
Well, I'm not doing it. That's just me.
Spectacular Pooh said, I'm out here lurking. I found an alternate way to turn my PC on. Hey, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody's in the Discord. We talked about that in the Discord. You guys can check the Discord out. The link is down in the description. Go join the Discord. We talk about sports and sports gaming there. Pooh had an issue with his PC to where he had an issue with his PC where he tried to switch out parts and kind of find out he has a pre-built PC. Like, you have to be careful with those when you're trying to switch out certain parts when you have a pre-built. So especially like with the motherboard. So just be careful with that. Let's go ahead and get into my wife, she shouts out LT. I don't know if LT's still here. My wife says hello, LT. Yeah, I don't know if you're still here. I'm dead serious. That's how far back we go, knowing LT Magic. I mean, like my wife, she knows him like through YouTube and all this from my old channel. I mean, we literally watched that kid grow from like 17, 18 years old, going through college, and like I said, he graduated, got a career, house, wife. That's awesome. That's awesome. Harden is coming to the Sixers. That's what South Philly Sadat says. So what is going on here? Are we having an issue where it's like wholesale with the Rockets? Because from what I heard, it was like a lot of people was just trying to get the hell out of Houston, and nobody wanted to say why. But the person that is the common denominator is James Harden, because you had Dwight Howard leave, Trevor Ariza leave, CP3 leaves. Now you have Russell Westbrook. He wants to leave. So now I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Are they just trying to clear house or what? What are your thoughts, DJ?
Well, it's just to be fair, a couple of those guys left because they were traded.
But that's true. That's true.
A couple of those guys left because they were traded. But it was always something. They did build that team around Harden. And it seemed like Harden, as good as he was on offense, obviously defense at the end. There was also some reports of him barking at people over petty shit, and especially Austin Rivers, he was barking at him because he made him miss a free throw for whatever because he was at a position at the bench and distracted him. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're supposed to be focused on the basket, not your own teammate for whatever reason. And then I know we all laughed about the fact that Westbrook was joining. We was wondering when the fight would break out between them two.
Right.
And the fact that Westbrook now wants out. So it's just like, I think the plan to build around Harden pretty much led to all those people leaving. Not necessarily Harden by himself, but Harden is kind of a little finicky about certain things, especially that Austin Rivers situation. I know there's possible destinations that they said Harden may wind up in. Philly's one of them. Miami's the other, and Brooklyn. If he would have wound up in Brooklyn, they are automatic championship contenders.
I agree.
You talk about Kyrie Irving, you talk about Durant, you throw Harden in there, you can get rid of somebody like that IMV athlete in I don't even know it. Forgot the dude's name. Never even talked about the company, fraudulent company at all. But yeah, so Brooklyn would automatically become a championship contender. But I wonder how him and I can't remember his name in Miami. I swear, when I try to recall,
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, how him and Butler get along.
I don't.
And Butler is like kind of old school as far as
he's
headstrong.
He's headstrong.
Harden is not about that old school mentality. He wants to be pampered. Like everything has to cater to him. And you put him down in Miami, a fight will break out.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be a good look because he, like you said, Butler's he's an old school headstrong type of guy. I mean, he has that mentality that he could have played like in the 80s or something. But it's kind of crazy. So, but I think he'll be a good fit in with the Nets. Even with Westbrook, they talk about Westbrook possibly going to the Bulls. I think they put the Knicks, the Hawks. I think it'd be really good with the Hawks. But the thing about that is how him and Trae Young will go. See, the thing about Trae Young likes to play, but he doesn't mind passing the ball.
Right.
Now, I don't know how that'll play out with Westbrook because, I mean, you don't want to be a hog. You want to be able to get everybody involved because you still got young talent there.
The team name would fit Westbrook. You're talking about the Atlanta Hawks. he would. But I see Westbrook going to the Knicks.
I can see the Knicks. I can see the Bulls as well.
As much as I make fun of the Knicks, if the Knicks are not good, it's not good for the NBA. It hasn't been good for the NBA for quite some time. Come on, you can't have a sorry ass team playing in Madison Square Garden. Shoot, hell, in the NHL, they can't take the fact that the Rangers weren't playing good for a while. So, yeah.
G Rob says, I think Silas will have to set Westbrook and Harden down and let them know y'all been doing this isn't working and try to actually run plays and sets. Yeah, I mean, somebody needs to do it because it hasn't been working out for him at all. So I agree with that.
If Junior is like his father, they're talking about Silas. Defense will be a part of the equation.
Right. Mr. Ham also says that wouldn't work with Russ not with it wouldn't work with Russ not with Butler, but with Spoelstra and Pat Riley. Yeah, it's just all over the place with that one. I'm not sure. That sounds like disaster waiting to happen. I know G-Rob is a Knicks fan, so I kind of wonder how he feels about if Westbrook do end up over there, or hell, even if Harden ends up over there, how would he feel about that?
See. One thing that I'm trying to figure out is that what would be the price tag for them in a trade? Like, who are these other teams willing to give up?
Their salary is huge too. Both of their salaries are big.
It's not even just that. It's that which team wants to give up possibly a future all-star to trade to get one of these?
Do you think the Nets could get Harden without giving up Kyrie or Durant? That's a question.
They're committed to them too.
That's what I'm saying. How you think
That's why I really don't see him going to Brooklyn at all. I don't see what, as far as the rest of that team, I don't see what they could put together. Maybe some I don't know if they have any first round draft picks, like multiple year draft picks they could throw at Harden or whatever. But I don't see them really going that direction. I think that's more. Let's see. I said Philly. Miami. I see Miami possibly because
I can see Miami doing that.
Because if you look at the fact that Miami, even though they were kind of competitive in the finals, they're gonna look at that. It was like, man, if we had another scorer.
Yeah, and not only that, they got a lot of young talent there too that they can offload. So even though that long as they stay under the cap, I think they can do it. Because I mean they got a lot of young talent that would entice Houston to take on that, but I'm not sure. Just with him and Butler together, that I mean, hell, the season starts December 22nd. I mean, it'll be a massacre on Christmas. Right. 3 days later, it'll be over with. So
now I see Subliminary Sports says I think Rush should come to the Wizards for Beal, then Beal goes to the Lakers, then Rockets get a draft pick for Kuzma. First of all, we're not giving we as Washington Wizards would be dumb to give up Beal at this point. I'm like, everybody, I think if you had a choice on the Wizards between Wall and Beal, who to trade, Wall would more likely be trade bait than Beal. But I feel like they literally said that they're building around Beal. So Wall's part of the equation. They're going to try to sign Bertans. If they can sign him, then that's what they're going with. And I don't think they'll be in the market for anybody that comes available. Shoot, hell, Miami's still possibly going after Giannis. I wonder how that's going to work out.
Yeah, I heard about that. Like Miami was supposed to try to go after Antetokounmpo. I tried to say his name. I try to get it I try to get it in my vocabulary. I say it, but like the first time, it always trips me up. But yeah, I heard about that. We'll talk about that another time. That's a big topic. I don't know about that, but we'll talk about that a different time. But let's look at a couple of these other comments. Some interesting ones right here. Mr. Ham says it would not just be one of them going to the Knicks. They would at least have another star going with Russ or Beard. Maybe like Paul George, Bradley Bill type player. G-Rob also said, I can see Westbrook with the Knicks. He would be the man. The Knicks would be relevant, yeah. And they could make the 8th seed.
They would actually make it higher than the 8th seed. The East is not that tough.
Yeah, the East is not that competitive. I can see them getting a 6.
Right. Maybe if this were the East of the 90s, then yeah, I could see them struggling to get to at least the 7th seed. Not that low on the East seed, but they're in the East. And he would be able to propel the Knicks a little further up the chart than that. I'm like, you got the Wizards coming back. If they sign Bertans, they're definitely coming back at full strength. Their roster, their depth is a little bit more experienced now. And you got a John Wall who possibly is at full strength. He's coming off his multiple injuries, but he's had a long time to recover. This is as far as those type of injuries, longer than most, without having to penalize the team and any time on the court because of the pandemic pushing the previous season into the next season upcoming. So
let's see. G-Rob says Cools and Green for DeMar DeRozan is the buzz on the street.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Lakers trying to go after DeMar. That would, I would definitely put Green in that trade. I'm like, you could have ended the series a little earlier if he had just made that shot.
Subliminary Sports says Westbrook to the Knicks is a good look. Yeah, I think it's a good look. I mean, you got to think about it. When Westbrook was by himself in Oklahoma City, he made them relevant, actually made that team a nationalized, team to watch over the entire country. So with the Knicks, I mean, it's just going to amplify that because you're in New York. So I totally understand that. Let's see. Yeah, that would be dope. Complimentary score said, do you discuss who's going number one in NBA draft? We normally do. I'm gonna tell you why we did not. With everything's going on, I honestly did not. Me personally, I did not keep up with the college players of this year because of everything that's been going on with the pandemic and stuff. So I do want to apologize for that. I dropped the ball on that because drafting players and watching guys go from college to the pros, whether it be basketball or football, is always exciting. But that's pretty much one of the casualties of this podcast because of the pandemic. We haven't followed it. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I rarely know any prospects that are actually coming out because with everything going on, that's one of the things I did not follow. So I do want to apologize for that. Let's see. Somebody said that this Colts and Titans game is actually pretty good. Let me pull this up and see what's happening.
Yeah, it's 7-3 right now. Titans are ahead.
Mr. Ham says, "Okay."
I just looked at my watch, and it's like 3 minutes to 9, so I'm back on the website again. So
okay, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, here we go. I can pull it up on my computer because I got this Spectrum, which is hey, where Spectrum came from? Was it Time Warner? Spectrum is a product of Time Warner, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we got this fake Time Warner cable. They got the app where you can like watch TV anywhere, whether it be your phone, tablet, or computer. So we don't have to be in front of the TV watching TV. So like while I'm on the podcast, I can actually pull up the actual like TV stations on my computer. That's pretty cool. They're trying their best to compete with this getting rid of the cord thing. All right, shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, that's kind of what Verizon has too. I could pull it, but I have the TV right behind me, so I can actually turn and look back.
Right. Yeah, man. Like, once again, man, I understand what you're saying. Complimentary sports. It's not that we dislike, NCAA basketball. I mean, I like it over the NBA, honestly. But it's just one of the casualties of the pandemic. That's one thing we just haven't been following. Because if you think about it, the college season was like halfway, almost done. So we couldn't find anybody who really stood out once the pandemic hit. It was like March, and the last game I remember, Georgia Southern beat Georgia State, and I was happy at that. And like 2 days later, not Colbert, but Rudy Gobert do what the fuck he did and messed up everything. So I talk about him, but
yeah, they would never forgive him for that.
I wouldn't. Yeah. But no, it's all good.
It's crazy. It's now almost 9 o'clock. I am constantly hitting this refresh button. I'll tell you that much.
Man, if you get one on air, man, that'd be dope.
Probably already jinxed me, but the odds were against me. Anyway,
man, we're not trying to jinx you, man. We just trying.
No, I didn't say you guys were trying to. I said it would probably be a jinx. But the thing was, the odds are already stacked against me. It doesn't really matter. So
right.
Let's see. Because it's 9 now, so
you know what? Somebody else said this too, Mr. Ham. You said, yeah, because YouTube TV is killing it right now, even though they're starting the price gouge. I've heard that they have some pretty good channels and their quality is pretty good. I haven't gotten it because obviously, I got the internet through Spectrum, so I just added the channels as well. But yeah, a lot of people say YouTube. I think one of our other listeners, Scott Smith, says that he has YouTube TV and he loves it as well. I'm not gonna look at the price. I'm gonna get mad, but yeah, a lot of people been saying that though. So we haven't done picks in a while. I think the picks are starting to die off, right? We don't even do those no more.
Yeah, because we haven't done them in the last couple of weeks, and I'm like, honestly, I'm not even. Well, I know right now for this.
Hey, DJ, what are you doing? You sleeping? It's 9 o'clock. And Complimentary Sports said if you get on air, he'll go to Wendy's and get a salad to celebrate.
Wow, that would be funny.
Are you trying? Yes? No?
Yeah, it's spinning.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely just spinning. I'm like, you probably see. I'm like, you could tell my eyes are going like every which way trying to make sure. Yeah, the thing is just spinning in place.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I really want to wait. I didn't say I really want to. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till I get one out of the store. I'm just one of those guys, man. I wish they did the pre-orders better because if they did, I would have probably tried to get one.
If they see one person equated it to like if you actually physically in the store, you had the console in your cart, it's like somebody just snatching it out your cart and beating you to the checkout line. It's basically
Yep.
what this is.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, and Tim
Oh, wow.
was talking about it earlier. He was talking about the fact that if you already have one in the cart, it should lock you in until you either process the payment or you fail the processing.
Oh, wow. Mr. Ham said he had YouTube TV for over a year now, but the price is going up by $25 a month. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. I thought Netflix was bad. That's terrible.
Yeah, I actually downgraded my Netflix service because I was like, my line is 15.
Well, I'll tell you what's not going to go up. I mean, you may think the price is a little steep, but the quality is great. Our Teespring frame rate gear, you can go and check that out. I recently got my my mask, so you can go out in public, wear your mask, so the Biden and the Biden-Harris administration don't beat you down for not wearing your mask. So go ahead and get that. That's being washed in the dishwasher right now. My mug, which was over here, it's gone now, but I have a mug as well, and my t-shirt. Obviously, I don't wear the same t-shirt every day, so I'm not gonna, don't have that. And I have my hoodie up there, and I don't feel like getting up, but it's you can check out all that stuff. The link is in the description. So Complimentary Sports say he's gonna wait as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wait. He caught the L. They didn't get him. He didn't get one, everybody. That sucks. The hell with Walmart. But I'm gonna wait. I recently somebody just gave me their Xbox as a gift, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got all these other consoles up here. I got plenty to play, but I do want one very bad. And I'm just gonna be a little bit patient.
Yeah, that's why I upgraded my PC earlier this year. I was prepared for this. So there's no feeling sorry for me. There's nothing, any of that going on, because I still have I pretty much bought my ticket for the next 2 or 3 years until I'm able to get one. So
right. And one thing about this podcast, so we do have stand-up guys here. When they say something, they're going to do it. Doug Thomas did say he was going to be here Tuesday. He's going to be here on Thursday, and he's here. He said, "What up, fellas?" He tried to get one and fell all 4 times. So it's we all just catching L's, but that's all right. We all going to get them, and I'm going to tell you, once everybody gets their consoles, I'm planning on this by the beginning of the year. I want to put something together where a lot of us can play a game together. We'll probably stream it, and we'll just get we'll probably just get together. We just have a game at night. We're not just the guys on the podcast. A lot of us can just get together and just have fun with whatever game that all of us can play together. I kind of prefer to have a Battlefield style game out, or if Call of Duty's popping and we can get on that, I'll get on that. Cold War. If that's popping, it's just something we all just get on. It's not necessarily about us winning and losing and beating each other up. Just playing. Whoever wins. We just have a good time. We all just game. And if we get a little competitive, that's cool. But like I said, I think this gaming thing is. I think that the game, to me, I will say this. To me, gaming is bigger than just playing a game and sitting back and just winning and losing, or just having a good time. I think it expands your mind. It actually, it's more cognitive than anything, and it creates a skill. Even if it's hand-eye coordination. I know some people understand what I'm saying. I'm talking crazy, but
you're not talking crazy. They know what you're saying.
Mr. Ham said they actually $15 a month. He added the $10 a month for Red Zone. Okay, so still 15 is not too bad, but still. Complimentary Sports says, I'm playing Madden 19. It's a favorite Madden right now. This is what I said earlier. Like Madden has its issues, don't get me wrong, but you can get a decent game of football out of a handful of these Maddens, especially like the last 4. I can say the last 4 Maddens, you can get a pretty good experience out of them. Doug Thomas asked, should he get Cold War tonight? Why not? I don't see why not. A lot of people saying Cold War is actually a pretty good game, even on the last gen consoles. Even if you have a PS4 or Xbox One, I heard it's it's pretty good. So you should be good. You said I'm going to be at work tonight though. Well, you get it now. If you're gonna get it digital, download it when you get home from work. Get you some rest. Go back and play it. So that's one thing about digital that I do like. Like if you have it connected to your phone, you can buy a game on your phone and it downloads. He tried again. He didn't get it.
Yeah, but it's sitting in the cart.
It's still sitting in the cart and you can't get it
because the site's being overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
So, yeah, that's the main thing. You can't even get into I was able to get into the main site to get it added to the cart, but it's that analogy I just said earlier. It's like somebody took the console out of my cart and got to the checkout line faster.
Man, well, keep trying, man. Hey, maybe before the end of the night, you'll get it. Noble says, fuck Madden. What up, guys? Hey, man, I feel you, bro. Like, Madden's not where it's at, bro. I totally understand, Totally understand. Yeah, digital, download it and let it download while you're at work. By the time you get home, it should be done, and you'll be ready to go. Like I said, that's one of the things I like about digital downloads. It's great. So I highly recommend it, even though I'm a big proponent of physical copies of games, but if you can get it to work that way, convenience is always great. I don't know, man. I don't have anything else, DJ. What you got, bro? You got anything?
As of right now, I don't. I got into a different part, but back to that oh dear screen again.
Oh dear.
It's funny. It's like I remember the first pre-orders that didn't really work out. Amazon was showcasing a whole bunch of animals, cats, dogs, and stuff like that. The fact that Walmart puts a dog on theirs, it's kind of funny.
But yeah, Derrick Henry's like killing it right now. I'm watching them play right now. He done ran over a couple people about last couple of runs.
Yeah, apparently nobody's trying to hit him. And I understand he's a big dude and nobody wants the smaller guys don't want to hit him, but that one guy from Pittsburgh that went all out, that sold out, he basically he was just he stuffed him at the 1 yard line, a la Steve Atwater, Krishna Okoye situation.
Right.
But no one else wants to hit him.
Yeah. So I don't have anything else, man. I guess we can close it out there. So another great show, a lot of support. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate that. You guys with all of the support, we really appreciate it. G Rob said he's down for us all the game. I'm with you. I'm definitely with you on that. So we'll figure it out. More likely it'll be somewhere around the time that everybody gets their console, or if we get a cross play, and I think Cold War is cross play, so that shouldn't be a big deal. A couple other games I know there's probably cross play as well. We'll get into that. We'll set it up when that time comes around. We'll definitely think about that. Oh, before we go, somebody did hit. This is a good question. What you think about King Von's death? That situation kind of hit home for unfortunate reasons. Yeah, because he got in a fight with a dude from our hometown, and dude ended up getting shot in the back in Atlanta. This podcast really don't talk about that, but I will say this: it's unfortunate because I was a fan of King Von. I don't really follow this newer generation of rap music.
I don't either.
But I did like King Von's music. I liked it. I like it a lot. And it's unfortunate because he just dropped the album like a week and a half ago. And he gets in a fight with I forgot what his name, Quando Rondo, which I know him. I know him because he's from Savannah. He's from my hometown, so I do know of him. And one of his partners, while in the middle of the fight, just went right behind him and shot him 3 times in the back. That's crazy. It really sucks. I mean, I was watching a few videos on YouTube about it, and when I heard about it, it kind of bothered me because it's like us young guys, man. You would think after what happened in the 90s, some of these kids probably wasn't even born in the 90s. You probably don't even know because but some of these guys these rappers who were in the 90s had to deal with these type of same environments. You would think some of these kids would grow up and be doing something a little bit different with their talents, as far as, okay, you're rapping, you're making money, and take it to the next level, and still trying to be street and still trying to live that life where a lot of these rappers end up dead or in jail because of that. I mean, I'm a big proponent of rap music. I love it. I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, you will see it. I post it every now and then because I love the music. I love the art of rap music, but I don't like the other side of it. And for a kid to be 26 years old to lose his life like that is ridiculous. You know, it's really sad because, you know, I thought it was bad when Tupac lost his life at 25. And if you think about it, Tupac lost his life doing the same shit Vaughn was doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tupac got in a fight with a guy at the MGM Grand, and he ended up getting shot and killed. Same thing with Vaughn. He ended up fighting somebody, and he ended up getting shot and killed.
But with Tupac, I really didn't think those two were related as far as you know.
If you go back and watch the story of Tupac, what happened to him, he got in a fight with a guy named Orlando Anderson at MGM. What happened was they were supposed to talk about the fight, what happened, and basically Orlando Anderson was a gang member in LA, and he went to go see the Tyson fight as well. And the reason why Tupac got shot and killed because they didn't get a chance to communicate, and the only thing that they was going to hear on his end, he wasn't going to get any more respect because of the fact that he got beat up by a rapper. And the thing about being in the gang life, the last thing you need is other people in other gangs or the people in your own gang clowning you that you got beat up by a rapper. So he felt like he had to do what he had to do. Do I agree with it? Obviously no, but when you live that lifestyle, that's what comes with it. Noble says it right here. That shit was gang shit. It was. You know, I mean, he ended up fighting somebody that was a Crip, and that person did not he felt like he couldn't let it slide. I mean, you can't. I mean, you trying to gain rep in a gang lifestyle, and you can't. You're not gonna get any rep. Everybody know that. Oh, you got beat up by this nigga, and on top of that, Tupac was a phenomenal artist, but Tupac was like 5'8", 160. So not only you got beat up by a rapper, you got beat up by a rapper that wasn't even half your size. So it's like you would have never let that down.
Well, that and then also like the spoofs that I would see around Tupac's the shooting of Tupac is that his persona was actually like manufactured. So I know everybody was saying that, oh, Tupac's not about that life, but the spoofs actually played off the fact that he wasn't about that life. Like
no, he was, and that's another reason. Right, exactly. You got beat up by a guy who played the role of being tough. And he was a rapper, so nobody took him serious because they knew most people who rap not really about that life. And he was a small guy. So it was like, you know, Complimentary Sports wants to know what's your Twitter handle. Matter of fact, I put it right here. I got a banner for it. Where is it? So you can follow us on Twitter. Where is it? That's the Twitch. Here it is. That is our Twitter handles right there at the bottom right there. So exactly. It was over a death row chain. It was crazy.
And I said, just to add on to the whole Twitter thing, just you see the symbol, you know where you're at.
Right. And another thing, Noble knows about this just as much as I do. I mean, me and him are both OGs when it comes to this rap stuff, and G-Rob as well. Orlando was really about that life. He was a young knucklehead that really was. When you talk about somebody that you don't want to walk on the same side of the street with him when you saw him, he was really serious about it. And Pac should have never got involved in that. When they started fighting, Suge and them should have got him up out of there and took him to the limo, and they could have been about their business. He should have never let him swing a punch at him with that. Mr. Ham said that the sequels are similar. The only difference that Pac and Orlando Anderson didn't have any prior beef. That's absolutely true. Let's see. G-Rob says Pac was never about that gang life. Suge boosted him. If you really look at a lot of Pac's pictures in his face, it tells all. It's like Pac knew he was in too deep. And if you listen to some of his music, and I'm not talking about the music that was released, I'm talking about like some of his underground music that you have to find on the internet, like the original versions. He was trying to make music that was totally different from what Death Row was trying to do. He was trying to make more melodic music. He was trying to make music. He was taking samples from Prince. So he was trying to do like totally different type of music than what Death Row was trying to do. But like you said, Suge boosted him.
But you know what? On top of that, like his background, he came up out of the Baltimore School of Arts. I'm
Right.
like, what
Exactly.
rapper do you know
Exactly.
went went to an art school and got their degree out of that? And you
But
know,
this is the
him and
thing.
Jada Pinkett were in the same class.
This tells you everything you need to know. Look what Mr. Ham put. Tupac was extremely convincing though back in the days. What school he
Yeah.
went to? He
Yes,
was an
exactly.
he was an actor. Don't get me wrong.
That's why he did well in films.
Right. I love his music. I love everything that he stood for because he's an extremely intelligent kid. But when you around certain people, you are who you're with. You know. Let's see. Noble says Snoop knew it too. Snoop knew what time it was. It was crazy, man. Shout out for the follow. Thank you, bro. He said following us both under Designs by Will. Appreciate it. We really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Hey, you know what? Maybe one day we could talk about stuff like that about music. I'm a big fan of music, man. I'm a very big fan of music. Maybe one day it might not be on this podcast, but maybe I'll just do it live and we talk about music in general. Because I love music. It sucks the fact that YouTube is a butt when it comes to actually playing music. Because I would love to like play that music and actually analyze it and talk about it. It would be great to do that.
Yeah, Twitch just can't sent out an email.
Yeah, they dropped the hammer too.
But here's the thing, because I know I was playing. That's the one good thing about having an artist backing you, is that when they say, "Hey, it's okay to play your music," then I made sure last night because I played a bunch of BigZayMack's stuff at the beginning of the stream, and I literally was like, "I got permission from the man himself, so Twitch, try something." So it's definitely nice. And then also, I think I already figured it out as far as what music I could play. Do the lo-fi. I'm like, YouTube hasn't struck anything lo-fi in the background, and Twitch hasn't struck down anything lo-fi because I think lo-fi, they've already put it out there. Hey, y'all can use our music or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I agree, man. That would be dope just to talk about music and stuff. I think that's one of the things that we all can relate to. I'm definitely gonna be in on that. Let's see.
Sports. I would just go to his comment real quick.
Talking about the go-go music.
Yeah, because that is the identity of DC right there. It's go-go music, and it's like it's instrumental based, but it adds a different flavor. Like you ever heard of the term mambo sauce? Like that's also identified
about that before. Yeah.
So it's just like go-go is definitely, and then up north, I'm closer to Baltimore, and their thing is Baltimore Club, and like just mixing and putting tracks together, just repetitive lyrics and not repetitive lyrics. It's like blasting beats. Sometimes they take from TV shows and they kind of base the beats around the main thing that person's saying, and it's basically dance music. But I'm like it. In the 90s, it was really big. I don't know what they're doing now because it sounds like it's lacking right now.
Noble said, plus Pac was always hollering MOB in the song, even though he knew what he meant, but he was guilty by association. Yeah, he was. MOB was two different meanings when it came to what Pac said and what Death Row meant. Yeah. New Goody Mob is solid. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm a big fan of Goody Mob. Their first album was like amazing. Mr. Ham said, "Yeah, I thought Big L Murder was a mistaken identity. I think it was. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was. But yeah, same thing. I just said the same thing. Even though the Bay artists say MOB, it had different meanings. It was meant for it was a totally different meaning that what Pac was trying to say and what everybody else was saying. But yeah, we can get on that. Definitely, I think we could do that one day. I don't know, maybe sooner than later about music in general, because I'm a big fan of music. I'm a big fan of rap music and the history behind it. And we won't have to do none of that fake shit that DJ Vlad does. So we'll get into that maybe one day. So I appreciate that. Thanks for the ideas, everybody. But we're gonna slide up out of here. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get some things done around in this room because it's a mess right here. I don't want y'all to see that's a little mess right here. So I'm gonna get that together, and I must probably stream sometime this weekend. Definitely gonna do that. So anything you got, DJ, before we go?
I really don't have anything else. And just to answer Subliminary Sports, Baltimore be more music like club music. Yep. And the term chicken and mambo sauce. This one thing I don't know if I can perfectly recite. It was like sardines and pork and beans. Doom doom doom. If everybody's from the DMV, they recognize that. And damn, I can't even remember the main Chuck Brown, Godfather of Go-Go. That's just look him up and you'll see everything you need to know about Go-Go.
Yes, I don't have anything like G Rob said. Definitely, I wasn't going to say this until Saturday, but if you haven't watched the stream last week, the Sunday's retro stream, we're playing Pit Fighter. I'm going to play the Sega Genesis version and the arcade version on Sunday. So if you guys come through, check me out between 7:30 8 o'clock on Sunday. I'll be doing a Sunday retro stream. We're going to be playing Pit Fighter, and we're going to be playing it on the Genesis, and then we're going to come double back and play the arcade version. So that is going to be great. So once again, I really appreciate everybody who came through. Check out all the links in the description is right there if you want to check them out. Is always a good thing to just see what we have, and if you decide to find it in your heart or whatever to donate or become a patron or buy any of the merch, that'd be great. Yeah, he definitely be there. Absolutely. So that'd be great. You guys take care. You have a good night. I see you about to open up another can of worms. Mr. Ham. Mr. Ham, you can't do that. So they played Frozen Paradise used to be the spot in Savannah, man, right down on Broughton Street. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not talk about that. But yeah, definitely be there for the stream. Pit Fight is gonna be great. Southside Gym for life. All right, but we out of here though, man. We out of here, man.
They don't have no racist tendencies in that game.
Come through. You'll see. But we're gonna be out, man. You guys be easy, and y'all to be safe. Wear your mask and stay away from the sick folks. We'll see you guys next time. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace out. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Pretty much. We really appreciate it.